Today we're going to be getting real about first-time homebuyer programs and down payment assistance programs. So if you're new to the channel, I am licensed in 48 states. If you are not new to the channel, you have heard that 8 billion times. So welcome back. Okay, so what's the real deal? I think that people assume that a lender's going to know every first-time homebuyer program and every down payment assistance program. Do not assume this. Never assume this. I'm going to tell you right now, there's some lenders that specialize in down payment assistance programs, but they may specialize in one. Okay? There's some lenders that don't do down payment assistance because they're not specialized in it. But a lot of times I'll hear, oh, well, I talked to this lender and they never told me about down payment assistance. Guys, they may not offer it. It may not be something they specialize in. And here's the thing about down payment assistance that I've learned over the years. And look, I'm licensed in 48 states, okay? I already said that. And you're like, God, she's annoying. I am annoying. But here's why I'm telling you that. There is no way in the world that I am gonna know every single down payment assistance program in every city, in every county. At best, I'm gonna know the national programs, which generally are not very good. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of what I would call fake down payment assistance. So what they are is they'll be like, oh, apply with us, we'll give you 20 grand, but you're paying a way higher rate and higher fees, or that 20 grand is just a second mortgage on your house. So I've never aligned myself with any of the national down payment assistance programs because I don't want to push something that I don't believe in, right? That's my simple policy on it. You know, if I don't see how it makes sense, it's not something I'm gonna push you to. And I want to be able to talk about loan programs that I'm comfortable with, that I know inside and out, because that's how I'm most useful. Okay, it's nothing against down payment assistance program, and in all honesty, we do offer Cal HFA in California because I do think it's a good program. Okay, but you know, there's others, like there's a Florida program that people are constantly asking me about, and I'm like, it's a silent second in this situation. Like, it's not what I would suggest. Okay, so number one, if you're looking for down payment assistance programs, I would suggest that you look at city and county programs. Do the research yourself up front, and I'm going to tell you why. You want to look at the programs, and I say city and county because those are usually the better programs where, you know, a city may be trying to get people to move there, or county, same thing, or state, generally not as good as city and county. But that's usually where I see the best programs. So I would do some research independently yourself. All of this is available online, okay? And they're gonna have a link to the lenders who have been trained in their program. That's who you wanna talk to. And what I would actually do is I wouldn't just call a name on the list. I would reach out to the people at the program and say, hey, is there one lender that does more of these loans than the other? Like, who do you guys see most of the loans coming from? And the reason I say that is because these programs are very specialized and you want someone that does them a lot. And the reason is there can be a lot of tricks to it. You know, it could be like, if your credit score is this, but your debt to income's this, you qualify. But if your credit score is just a little lower and your debt to income's the same, you don't. That's why you want a specialist, okay? So on down payment assistance programs, you know, whenever anyone calls us about down payment assistance programs, it's always gonna be the same thing. Guys, you wanna look at your city and county programs because those are the best. And some of those actually do have legit free money. And then you wanna work with a lender that does the bulk of them, okay? Any lender that's like, oh, I'll learn it for you. I mean, do you want your Uber driver to learn how to drive a car so they can take you to get a soda? I don't. That sounds terrifying. I want someone who's been driving for 20 years if they're going to be putting me in their car. So that's how I feel, and that's what I would recommend. Now, the next thing is when we're talking about first-time homebuyer programs. So first-time homebuyer programs and down payment assistance actually can be very different things. So people always assume, well, I'm a first-time home buyer, there's gonna be free money for me. No, totally not, guys. You gotta go look at the down payment assistance programs. The ones that are legit good generally are gonna have income limits on them and a bunch of other rules. Okay, so what are first-time home buyer programs? You've got your basics, right? Conventional 3% down. FHA is not a first-time home buyer. You could be a multiple home buyer and do 3.5% down, but a lot of people think it is. What I'm seeing in the conventional space, because I want to be really clear, sometimes someone will be like, oh, I'm buying a $2 million house, I'm putting down $200,000. What first-time home buyer programs do you have? And I'm like, there are no first-time home buyer programs for jumbo loans, right? No, like, first-time home buyer programs are designed to help people get in houses. They're not designed to help people who can already get in houses on their own. Let me be very clear on that. So if you make $500,000 a year and you're like, well, it's my first time, guys, you make $500,000 a year, congratulations. If you want to do 3% down, cool, but you're not going to qualify for some of the first-time programs that give you discount to rate. You make too much, okay, for those programs. So what am I talking about? Conventional right now, there's two programs that I think are very interesting. One is the Area Median Income Limit Program, AMI for short. And what it is basically if you make under the Area Median Income Limit, you get a discount to rate. So that's something that my team's always looking for, because we definitely want to make sure you're getting the lowest rate. And what's nice is our companies they've made it idiot proof for us. I'm telling you, I work at Guaranteed Rate. We're a very big company. There's thousands of loan officers, but they've made it almost impossible for a loan officer to miss that program, which is great for you guys, because that's one of the things is like, I'm talking about an AMI program, right? There could be lots of lenders that don't have it or know what it is. And then you guys are like, well, they tell me, you guys are under the area median income, but the lender's like, there's nothing. Whereas if you talk to another lender, they'd be like, oh yeah, you get a discount to rate. Here's why. So that's one that we're seeing a lot of. And sometimes people are like, oh, well, I make 100. Is that too much? It depends on where you are in the country. There's parts where if you make 100, 120, you're still under that median income limit. So it's definitely worth looking into, because you do end up with a discounted rate. What else? There's another one right now where if you currently live in a specific area, I'm not kidding, you get money from Fannie Mae, and Guaranteed Rate will give you some money to help with your closing costs. Yeah, you have to live in a specific geocoded area, but that is another thing that we're seeing. And it's designed by Fannie to help people get in houses. Just as if your income, is lower than the median, they're giving you a discounted rate to make the housing more affordable for you. Same concept, okay? So when you're thinking about all of this, I feel like that is the bulk of what you need to be aware of, is that down payment assistance programs, the best ones seriously are city and county, and you want a lender that does them every single day. Okay, would I go to a national call center for a down payment assistance program? No. Would I call me for one? No, because you need someone that knows that city and county program inside and out. And look, I don't want to ever tell you guys, don't call me. If you call me and you guys, we look at it and you're like, what about this program? If it's something where I know a loan officer in that area, I generally will reach out and be like, hey, do you do this program? Yeah, okay, cool. And it'll be someone I trust, and of course we'll recommend you. We don't get referrals or anything like that. It's just, paying it forward, right? But, really watch out, because if you guys are calling a national call center or something, they're not going to be as familiar with your city and county down payment assistance program. And I don't want you guys not getting houses because of that. The national programs, once again, you need to understand the way all of this works. Is it a silent second? Do you have to live in the house for an extended period of time? Is there a payback? A lot of these programs have rules, so make sure the lender walks you through it. On the first-time home buyer front, area median income, there's some geolocation ones right now. 3% down conventional, fantastic. Jumbo, no. If you guys are making a ton of money and you're putting 20% down, No, there's no special first-time homebuyer program for you. So look, I hope this video has been helpful. I was trying to make it as concise as possible and direct as possible. So if I offended anyone, guys, I did not mean to. I don't want someone being like, I make $500,000 and you were mean. Not my intent. I'm just being blunt so that everyone knows what to expect when they're getting a mortgage. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, get on the calendar. Sandy and Alyssa are always happy to answer. And if you need